think it's been tested enough in NA, and I think Quincy crew have their shit together in this game number 2. So let's go Quincy.
Well, we'll have to find out. And putting these two drafts to the test, reducing them in the crucible of Dota to divine which is the better, shall in fact be covered by our magnificent casting duo of Suns Fan and Purge. Take it away, gentlemen.
Welcome back, everybody. Now that you've unmuted the stream, welcome to game.
You mean muted the stream?
That felt mean. Parian is the best of us. All right, Parian is amazing. Is the only person when I make fun of, I actually feel bad for some reason because I know he knows I'm kidding, but you know. Game number 2, as apparently production wants to get us off the screen so we can see the couriers that are in place here. Wow, that's a little birdie courier. Goodness,
this is Quinn's courier actually. Big fan of the bringing himself salves. That's a player. Yeah, it's hard to tell these days. Could be hero model, could be a courier. You wore a basic donkey.
Wow.
Yeah, interesting choice.
Interesting.
Some people like minimalistic choices here.
On his webcam, it's a very minimalistic background as well, aside from the hole that he made with his fist in the door next to him. But we'll leave that for another day, as this is game number 2 of this last best of 3 of the NA DPC before the potential tiebreakers come. If EG win this game, then we have a 3-way tie with only 2 slots going to the major. That's between EG, Quincy crew, and Nouns. If Quincy crew come back and win this, then Nouns go to the major, Quincy crew go to the major, and EG does not. So a lot on the line, and based on the line, I mean, game 1 was, goodness gracious, that was a shellacking and a half right there. I don't think it's going to be the same thing this time around, Mr. Purge.
Yeah, I think the last game was just a masterclass of EG showing how well they understand like the early game tempo of Dota. They hit that amazing timing at like 7 or 8 minutes where they just killed the tier 1 tower and Quincy wasn't able to respond. And then from there, Quincy did generally the right things that they needed to do in the game circumstances, but they didn't convincingly win any of the skirmishes that they had. And as a result, EG just kind of catapulted to a huge net worth lead. So EG basically played flawlessly in the match. This game, some more weird stuff going for Fada. Razor 5 position is what we get to play, but he has this amazing, I love this set actually. It's one of my favorite sets of all time.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up because
looks great.
What you're saying is based on the set is how well he plays, how good the set is.
Yes. Unless he made nothing on Sven, right? So
that is correct. I mean, he's played Razor as support before, so it's not the craziest thing in the world, but against, you know, versus any other team, obviously that is very weird. Speaking of also weird, even though we've seen him play it maybe once. I don't know how many times he's played in the DPC. I feel like I've only seen it once, but Abed, Mars mid, something that has not graced our presence in quite some time. What are your thoughts on that?
It can be really solid. I mean, as a mid hero, you get a lot of levels, right? So you can use those levels to go gank side lanes. His ultimate can be very good to stop some of the range damage that's coming out from like a TA potentially. If you can blink and catch somebody like a Zeus and there's any silence or damage follow-up, that's a lot of kills in a lot of cases. So I think it has really solid potential. But as an offlaner, it definitely fell off. Team just kind of stopped having faith in it. Even though that on paper, the hero has really solid abilities, just as a laner, you know, once the armlet build got nerfed a couple times, it just hasn't been the same.
As he's taking a lot of damage in the mid lane. Yeah, will be interesting to see how this lane ends up shaping up, as these are the two, I think very clearly that Bryle's probably in that conversation, the best mids in NA for sure. It's kind of Quinn's calling card. He's known for getting every single rune. Even he admits it. Usually people don't admit it when they're lucky, but Quinn, very humble indeed. It's like all luck.
Well, he didn't get a lot of water runes last game due to the roaming that Crit did, so we'll see if he can do the same this game on the Marcy. Definitely really nasty laner.
That is a first blood already, so about 10 minutes ahead of last game as Quincy crew are on the board first in game number 2.
Yeah, the Offlane Tiny is something that a wildcard, for example, was using. They used one of the games today. It can be very effective because you're going to have a little bit higher net worth. You get to blink more reliably, and it can be effective as an offlaner. So I don't know. Nature's Prophet has vulnerabilities, certainly. If your opponents get too close to you, you're going to get killed in some cases. And Enchantress being against you and Tiny being very strong, it's definitely scary to get tossed back or ran down. And yeah, here's the other nice counter too. You just enchant one of the treants and you take away half of his skill point, and your treant ends up being stronger anyways because you get this extra damage. So, and armor bonus too.
Yep, your War TP's back to the tier 1 tower, so Void's getting killed there. As we can see the mid lane CS, by the way, 15-6 versus 9-2. I know it's early, but Quinn off to an amazing start so far. And
yep. I mean, that's really good.
I think even just the 6 denies is impressive. I know that Zeus has been changed a lot over the years. This is something that he could never do on the old Zeus.
Yeah,
but that base damage
has very good base damage. Yeah, he's got great base damage, but it's certainly Quinn just being a very good mid player that's led him to this situation here against Abed. But Abed should be fine. At later stages of the game, obviously, percentage base damage is very good against a strength hero like Mars. But on the bot lane here, Fada zoning out Nightfall decently. Nightfall sitting 12-2 versus Yawar's 14-4, and Fada also has 6 last hits actually, which is not too surprising. That's an easy way to secure range creeps when you've got like plus 60 damage here. So he's gonna have boots at a good timing this game, unlike the previous one.
Yeah, totally different game this time. We're gonna see the rebound into the dispose, so Fata taking heavy damage, but he's gonna survive. And obviously this last pick from EG, the Death Prophet, kind of an answer for the refraction that's gonna be coming from Yawar, because they didn't really have any damage over time.
Yeah. It's not the best Death Prophet pick. I mean, like you said, it's great against Refraction. It's going to be great for tower pushing, something that it's nice to layer with the Nature's Prophet, but usually you love this hero when you're against a lot of tanky, high HP heroes. You are going to get gone on bottom here. Yeah, they actually don't. Okay, there's the mana.
Yep, that is a lot of damage, and the blocks come out from Crit, and this could lead to a kill. He's going to pop his wand, so he will be fine, as Fata's going to steal a bunch of damage from Crit. But you are still sitting quite low. And obviously with the changes to... Yeah, wait, is that his salve? Was that his salve?
It was his salve, yep.
Okay.
Yep, he was ready to go.
That's the exact change I was talking about. Things
very important that you are prepped on those salves, I gotta say. Yawar's got his boots coming now too, so he'll be able to get away from these a little bit easier here.
And what is it with EG loving Dazzle so much? I feel like other teams don't really prioritize it nearly as much as them during this DPC.
Yeah. I would say that's true. I think Fly feels confident on it in the laning stage, number 1. That part is good about it. Grave is really effective too if you have a net worth advantage. Graving your allies makes your opponents basically gets their chances of winning the game. Kind of like can really shut them out completely. Looking dead here.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage, and he does go down to the last right click despite Nightfall having almost no... Wait, he got the kill with literally 0 damage? Is that possible?
Did he hit him with Crypt Storm? I mean, he was Spirit Siphoned as well, right?
He was, but I thought it tapered and it was the right click that got him. Maybe we can watch that another time, but that was weird. Oh! Thunder God's Wrath deletes Arteezy. That's the 2nd death for him. Obviously, he can get back really quick thanks to the multiple TP solution, but that is not a good start for Arteezy, for sure.
Yeah, that's probably one of the nastiest things about the fast, the mid Zeus is that you get that 6 at a good timing, and then you just solidify kind of 2 lanes. You give yourself gold, and then you take the carry out of the equation here. Oh, Leslie going for a nice TP here. Yep, would have been a decent pickup, but yeah, pretty safe for him to escape here. And so far, SVG having a great game.
All right, let's watch
MSS. I always do that one.
Spirit Siphon, Crypt Swarm, Spirit Siphon. It's off. That is a right click.
Wow.
With 0 damage.
Well, okay. 0 average.
True.
So if he has 75 damage, that meant that he could have gotten it and gotten a 5 damage attack.
All right, they're saying, okay, right, the observer is highlighting sidekick. I didn't notice if that was, it must have been on him then. That's the extra damage coming out, perhaps. That was not stolen.
How is still there?
I'm not sure if I agree.
Anyway, a very interesting development. Yeah, that was strange either way, though. As Arteezy back in lane, and he's looks like Nightfall and company are going to find Fata. So Spirit Siphon, as we can see, doing a lot of damage, and they wait for the dispose until the last moment. Even though he's drained a lot of damage, he's just dead. And Arteezy wants to get this tier 1 tower, which means Yawar is going to get the hell out of here if he can.
Yeah, this sucks for Yawar. Kind of reminds me of last game, except it's the safe lane tower instead. The power of the Marcy and the Death Prophet just really helped to offset everything Razor wanted to do here, because he is just very killable. Maybe he shouldn't have gone over there away from Yawar or something, but it's not like TA is really a fantastic dual lane core anyways. You kind of just like focus on yourself, so it's up to Razor to kind of do what he wants. But either way, the fact that they've killed RTZ twice leading up to this moment is pretty solid. But RTZ did steal that kill there, picking up the Fata one, so that'll help him recover a bit. And he's queuing up a Midas because he knows that he's a little bit behind. They're not going to be able to necessarily just tempo down Quincy Crew like they did in the previous game.
Hand of Midas, so that'll slow things down a bit for him, which in theory opens up the farm potential for Yawar on the other side, but we'll see. Obviously, a lot of TAs. Go ahead, Perch.
Well, they're smoking mid, but RTZ did a great job defending waves.
Yeah,
we'll talk about later.
We got the Mars Arena onto Quinn, and he is deleted. Rebuke finishes him off. Actually, Nightfall got
what I was saying, RTZ was power denying creeps here. He does not want to push it towards the enemy tier 2. He wants to keep Yawar in the jungle, which is where he's gankable, and where his farm is not going to be as easy. So really like that he's doing this. He's now going to go mid, though.
Some pressure to the tier 1 mid, but you can see the tier 1 top is just dying to mud golems, for God's sake, as Quincy Crew now defending tier 1 mid. But there's the disposed Fata. He's going to take a lot of damage and be brought down to the Crypt Swarm. But at the very least for Quincy Crew, the tier 1 survives.
Yeah, they got great AoE there, so they can actually deal with the Treants at least. RTZ will shift back to the top lane, and we get a reset. So they lost their safe lane tower, but they managed to defend their mid pretty well. And that is the Exorcism on cooldown now. And if we check net worths, Yawar is behind, but it's not catastrophic or anything. He can definitely catch up.
And they can see that RTZ has a singular Gloves of Haste in his inventory, so that's going to be a high priority kill, knowing that he's going for this Midas. They can set this back even further. That would be pretty big for Quincy Crew. But right now, it's just Leslau in the area.
He does show on the outpost. Maybe a mistake. Don't know if he did it on purpose or not, but either way, it's going to keep RTZ in the trees and not directly getting less hits for now. Nice pressure by MSS in the mid lane here. Abusing the old Dark Troll Summoner. Very good at that, but...
Yep, the rally.
Yeah, looks like a decent moment.
You got to say rally every time.
There was a lot of rallying going on, all right. But yeah, decent moment for Quincy Crew. Definitely doesn't feel like the last game. They've slowed down some of these early pushes. Yeah, sure, Razor's kind of died easily in a couple of these fights, but ultimately he's accomplishing some of his goal. A lot of spells are going on him. His strength gain is pretty good, and he's getting a decent plasma field off. They need AoE to clear the creeps, and once they do that, it means EG can't just cheese down these towers in quite the same way.
Yep.
Look at all the rally.
Rally on the tier 1 tower. Look at this thing go. Gracious me, oh my.
Marcy can't stop this.
That's right. Marcy, one skeleton at a time, is actually trying to go for the last hits, even though it's 6 gold, for God's sake. Giving him so much damage to the rally on this tier 1 tower, as it looks like a new creep will be taken. And Fata going to be pushing out this bot lane. So things have slowed down a tad here as we're waiting for the next power spikes for each respective side. Obviously from Abed, the Blink Dagger is what he wants, which is 400 gold away. Quinn, it's not going to, I mean, this is a Zeus, so it's not going to be any like huge mobility spells or crazy difference makers, but in terms of flashiness.
Oh, no.
He's going to get jumped on, though. Another arena expended and another death for Quinn. Exorcisms popped as well, so this should be a tier 1 going the way of EG.
Yeah, I mean, the whole time, you know Marcy's there, and the jump is a worry, but finally he goes for it, and despite being a good distance away from Marcy, Crit had already pressed Dispose, he ends up getting it, but luckily EG does the honorable thing and destroys their own tier 1 to even it up. Good for them. They've got Blink Dagger on Abed, though. That's going to be big. Doesn't have Arena right now, obviously, because he just burned it, but where does he go with his next ulti is the question, because TA is still a little far behind. But at some point, TA will probably start accelerating ahead of the rest. Maybe not with this Midas on RTZ, though.
Yep. So that'll provide a lot of farm and XP for him. And like you said, Blink Dagger now on Abed. It showed 3.5 minutes faster than average. But of course, Mars is, when played, which is rare, is usually going to be the off laner, not the mid. Looks like phase boots are going to be next for him. I mean, how do you... Even a Blink Dagger on Crit, actually. That's very nice. That's a new record, in fact, on this patch. Gracious, that is super fast. Sub 12-minute Blink Dagger on Marcy. That
That's not Marcy's Blink Dagger. That's Abed's Blink Dagger.
All right,
Abed put the Blink Dagger on crit.
So production.
To hide it while he killed the creep.
Production screwed me again as Razor. Mr. Fata is done.
That would be insane if you're a 4-position hero and you got Blink at 12 minutes.
Which would be ironic,
especially
because,
with full wand and trinket.
yeah, he was complaining on Twitter about how the assists don't really translate to a lot of money these days versus the CS from just creeps. As they're going to smoke up now, and Arena is available. So see if EG can find anybody. As you can see, Lesla has a blink for him. Yeah, Yawar gets stuck in the arena. The spear connects. He is surviving a decent amount of time, and reinforcements are coming, but no real saves because you're playing a position 5 Razor. Crit, it's getting a lot of damage stolen, but in the end, Yawar does fall. And even the TP out from Crit will be successful, so Fly might be the only sacrifice. The Plasma Field comes out, and a big Thunder God's Wrath deletes 2, and make it 3 as Quinn gets a triple kill. My goodness, that couldn't have been any more perfect for Quincy.
No kidding.
Gee.
At first I was like, man, why doesn't Quinn interrupt this TP? But he went for the better targets. He wanted that juicy bounty from all those cores on the EG side. Perfect circumstance. Even Yawar deciding like, I could maybe run away, but I'm fighting to the death because I know that these guys are way overextending. His team backed him up and they get a big benefit from it. So a lot of net worth advantage to Quinn. Now look at his net worth compared to everyone else's.
Yeah, that's nice.
Fitting great. And he's going to have a shard like before 15 minutes here, even with his Kaya and his Fairy Trinkets. So pretty good position for them to be in. Yeah, maybe Yawar dies, and Arteezy's still been hitting a lot of creeps, but really nicely done.
Yep, Arteezy, you can see, is going for a Maelstrom, and it looks like the shard as well. So we'll be able to push a lot of waves thanks to those 2 greater treants that are really annoying to deal with.
All about the farm.
As we're going to see a Blink Dagger used into the jungle here. And Abed looks like he's invisible thanks to the rune. Not going to find anybody outright, but will he spot Leslau? His blink is available, so he has to cancel it first. But you can see he does not have vision. Very, very close to a valuable kill here for EG. As, a sentry play, so they must have seen that Abed picked that up. Or they just spotted it there. Yeah, that's probably more likely. Lots of vision from Quincy crew.
I didn't catch the blink up to high ground, but it was probably like the smoke broke on Crit. And then Abed blinks high ground looking for an opportunity, but still had smoke, so everything went fine. But the game position looks really solid for Quincy right now. The blink on Tiny should allow them to get a pick off or put somebody way out of position. That part looks decent for them. As long as Quinn doesn't get caught in every single Mars arena in this game. So far, that has not been the case. He has been caught in everyone. As long as he avoids those as the game continues, I think the game looks pretty solid for Quincy. But keep in mind that the value of Zeus in a lot of cases in these late game scenarios is that even if you're smoking towards the enemy squad, usually there's a little bit of unsuredness unless you're fighting under wards. If you just Zeus ultis, you spot everybody, you get to jump the back lines. That could translate to like TA 1 or 2 shotting a Dazzle or a Marcy or forcing BKBs and defensive escape from Nature's Prophet. There's a lot of big advantages, or better yet, Zeus ulti, Ava toss back some core that you want to kill really quick. That's the big advantage that Quincy has going into the late game with the Zeus here. So game's looking pretty decent for them as long as they keep their net worth close. Their teamfight initiations should be better than the EG ones.
And I don't know if you noticed this, and maybe you can tell me I'm crazy because we see this on more core Enchantresses, but MSS is going for a Dragonlance as a position 4. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think if he's a 4, it makes more sense for sure. I mean, Razor's damage this game is going to be basically a plasma field. So
MSS looking to tank the gank as this was a full smoke from EG. Dispose is there, but the Avatos comes in with the ult from Quinn. That deletes Crit off the face of the map. As Nightfall, his exorcism's already popped, and MSS is just going to TP out. So EG getting absolutely nothing. That's a big cooldown. No points in heal or his ulti, so because he recognizes like I'm either going to die to Mars combo or Death Prophet ulti or Spirit Siphon. So that's cool.
Yeah, the Dragonlance should be fine. He's just trying to do damage for his squad because a little bit more is certainly going to help. It's cool to see this. We saw Moon Meander do it earlier today. You talk shit, and it was good.
Did I?
And this is going to be probably totally, yeah.
What?
You're like which blade?
You're talking about on
Wyvern.
Yeah, Wyvern. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
I'll take that one on the chin. You know, respectable. 1K lead for Quincy crew. Abed with another arena onto Quinn, and he is done. Static Link from Fada, not going to be enough. And this is where you're seeing kind of the downside of having a Razor. Even though Fada's had a really good game thus far, they don't have any real save potential onto Quinn if he gets jumped. He just has to have the faster reactions to be able to heavenly jump before the arena fully forms.
Yeah, because it kind of looks like you can't jump over it, right? We can watch in the clip here.
No,
he knows what his target is. That's Quinn. Kind of hard to see. He gave him the little slap. I'm not 100% if you can't jump over, but I assume you should not be able to. But a lot of those jump abilities, sometimes you can get over.
Radiant's middle tower
But that's
is not
basically how they're abusing the Mars. 6 assists for Abed. He hasn't been able to get any of these kills yet, but every kill on the Zeus is going to do a lot to breaking down his net worth a bit and buying more time for EG to get a very farmed Nature's Prophet and transition better into their split push annoyance.
Quincy, I mean, when we get to the time where a team wants to take Roche, who do you think would do it faster? Obviously TA, and there's no untouchable yet on MSS as we talked about.
Yes, it's fine. Not a big loss to not have untouchable.
But who do you think would take it faster? Because the Exorcism, I assume, would be activated in this case for EG, but that's a big cooldown.
And Nature's Prophet plus Marcy is not that bad. Dazzle lowers some armor a little bit, so they're both pretty quick. Committing an Exorcism would definitely make it more equal, but it is kind of just TA on the Quincy crew side, so that part is a bit of a bummer, even though they have the TA. But they went for the fast Deso. No BKB, no Blink Dagger on Yuar. And he is going to run into the enemy squad.
Yep, and he looks mega dead. He gets pinned to a tree. Arteezy has joined the party. And Yuar is, I mean, at the very least, he doesn't really lose much gold because he, like you said, just bought that Deso. But this could open up Roche for EG. 40 seconds of no Yuar. Just want to get some D-Ward action in and take full advantage of this Exorcism. Although, we're going to try to find some more kills. Arena onto 2, and that is a successful spear. And that's a double kill for Nightfall. He does not have Sex here, but we'll get Roshan instead, Purge.
Some say that is better, just for preferences. They did not have a sentry there to block the high ground, unfortunately, so perfect vision approach by EG. They fished a little bit, and they got to abuse Marcy here.
Oh my, huge spear, and this could lead to another kill on the side of Quincy crew. Leslau's forced to just try to fight his way out of it, but it ain't happening. That was like a reverse, that was like tiny. Blink tossing back in, but it was a Mars instead. We've seen this before, but just not that much recently.
I mean, Abed is carrying his team without a doubt. The rest of the team is not playing bad, but he has been catching a lot of grabs in this match so far. Really nicely done. The Observer Ward abusable there. Gets the little spear back. Their ward did get killed about the same time, so that's the little abuse. That sometimes you got to defend those wards. If your opponents go to steal them, destroy them, you got to take advantage of that. And they didn't get Roche.
They did not, that's true. So Quincy crew basically sacrificing a couple bodies in order to preserve Roche in the end. But it was a very juicy one in Leslau's Tiny. He has the blink, obviously, and not quite finished with his Echo Saber, but they're not going to wait. He's only 300 gold away, but it's going to be a 5-man smoke from Quincy crew. And Abed sitting on the high ground. Arena is up again. Yep, Fata is going to see it though, but the big avalanche into the toss back and the deletion of Fly. So no grave to work with and no buyback either, but EG gets out with everybody else. We'll see if this is enough for Quincy crew to take Roche instead.
Yeah, this is probably why they got the Deso so fast, because they wanted to be able to threaten this in a moment like this. So even though it was just a Dazzle kill, that buys them the 20 seconds. But EG is going to go in.
They want to fight. This is going to be close, and there's the Arena. Abed jumps to the pit. He gets the Aegis and the Roshan and kills Leslau's courier. That's not very important. Not sure why I'm even talking about that right now. Purchase Leslau gets stuck inside the Sprout, and the Spirit Siphon should be enough to finish him off as EG win this fight big time, and even Crit is surviving with the Unleash. My goodness, Abed is out of control.
He actually is. The timing on that was so good. It pushes them both back and kills Roshan, and he picks up the Aegis. Just insane timing. And they all just tried to run away. I think, did Abed get out? I think he did. But look at this combo. Just pushes Leslau against the corner. The perfect arena here. Nightfall just doing whatever the heck he wants to as well. So yeah, he's got to feel great. He's having a perfect game.
Oh my god, in the most calm fashion ever. It's like, oh my god. That's what that's a huge team fight win. EG on the high ground. They're going to pin yet another hero to a tree.
Wonder what
This time it is the position 5 Fata Razor. Quinn looks like he might want to fight though. The trap does connect onto Abed. And there's the avalanche from Leslau with a newly picked up Echo Saber. Not enough to finish off Crit though, as now they're focusing down Leslau, and he is dead. Graves saves Crit in the end. BKB from Arteezy. He's gonna limp away with barely any HP, as Crit's still alive and coming in to fight off Yawar. Finally dies, but at the cost of Yawar, so Quincy crew again losing every exchange in the last few minutes, as EG just playing out of control. They lose the Aegis, but great job from them.
They needed the Zeus ulti so bad. It's coming off cooldown just now. They got everyone so low. Yor did tons of damage. He got lots of side blade damage. Got Arteezy very, very low as well. And it took Quinn going back in to finish him off. So they are decently behind here, but at least the Aegis is gone now. But BKB's up for Mars, so the return kind of happens. And most of these fights from here on out are just going to be like EG pressing BKB and running into Quincy crew. And yeah, sure, the TA will be very strong against him, but Yawar's net worth is at a very low place, actually. It is not near the top like you want it to be when you're playing TA. His lane and losing his safe lane when he was level 4 just hurt him way too much.
Yeah, this is looking very rough for Quincy crew. And again, not to harp on it, but they had not lost a single game the entire DPC until today, and they could, it's not over yet, they could lose 2-0 to EG, which forces this 3-way tiebreaker. And again, to be undefeated until the last literal match of the DPC and have a chance not to make the major is insane. And Crit, speaking of insane, both him and Abed have been playing god tier Dota today. MSS will survive though, so that's a nice avalanche toss back from Leslau. So they will punish this.
Not bad. MSS finally chose the skills ulti there, and he's like, oh shit, I'm really hard to kill now.
Yeah.
The 160 attack speed, so wow. Works out nicely. So yeah, they haven't lost any games prior to today, but keep in mind, EG lost their series at the absolute start of the season, so EG's also been playing extremely good. Yeah. Other than that first match they played, they lost against Nouns. That was it could have been EG coming in today. They keep in mind they roster swapped right before that match, basically. So yeah, maybe they weren't looking as good as Quincy on paper, but it was only a matter of time until they recovered, and that's why they look so good today.
Yep, and part of that transition time for them, obviously, like you said, the roster swap, it was, I mean, they brought back Fly, which that shouldn't be that big of a transition, but then again, he'd never played with Nightfall, I don't think, right? Or I'm actually trying to remember what the roster was, because Ice was the offlane, right?
Nightfall joined after TI, so you're right, he never played with Nightfall, but it doesn't bother me that much, you know? He's not laning with him, number 1, and number 2, Nightfall's a really, really good player, so...
Yep, that's fine. Speaking of good players, gonna get this toss back here, and Leslau looks to be mega dead. With the Exorcism pop, that means the tier 2 tower is likely dead as well. As you can see, the shard was actually picked up on the death prophet,
but maybe they'll glyph the creep wave here, or they will save it for Rax. If they glyph mid, yeah, okay, they're gonna do it. With Exo down, pressuring is a little bit not in the cards for EG, but if they get a good grab with Mars combo, could definitely see them keep going here.
Yep, and obviously Arteezy's Treants will have no problem tanking up these towers, but they could just choose to chill a bit and maybe wait for the next Roche and just get some more map control, as we've seen so many times in this DPC.
No BKB yet on TA. He's 200 gold away. It feels like this is what happened last game as well. Normally these BKBs, they just kind of come, you know? It's like, oh, it's the BKBs here, but every game against EG so far, they really put them under the fire while they're trying to finish their BKB. They've done such a good job of exploiting that.
Yeah, we're going to see Leslau get a nice pick off on the fly, so no Grave to come, but he's going to take heavy damage as a result. Big damage coming out from Abed. He gets the arena, but dies shortly after, so this could be a good fight for Quincy crew, as Arteezy attempting to TP out, but no. Fata with the double kill. He's looking like the carry this game. Triple kill for your position 5 Razor. Obviously, Roche won't be up anytime soon, but we'll see how much pushing they can do in the meantime.
Yeah, and now Fada's actually really powerful in what he can do. He gets all these extra levels. He's got 2,000 HP with the BKB. That means he gets to actually run in and be aggressive. And his opponents don't want to have to deal with him in the slightest. And also, they just don't have that much physical damage through BKB on the EG side. They've got Exorcism. They've got Nature's Prophet right clicks, but some of that is Maelstrom, so that does not cut through very well. But perfect grab by Lelis to grab the Dazzle to start things off. Zeus got full damage. No BKBs were up when he did his combo. The Mars Arena was purely defensive, didn't accomplish much, and they just cleaned everyone up on the EG side. So great rundown by Quincy Crew, finding the opportunity there. Maybe a mistake for EG not to have like cliff vision there, because when Quincy did approach, it was more of a reveal rather than like a, oh, they're smoking and now we can react. So that kind of hurt him a little bit here. But nicely done by Quincy, and now the net worth is pretty close.
Yeah.
That was a huge fight.
That was a very big swing, and now Quincy Crew are looking a little bit more like what we've seen this entire season thus far. As, like you said, the game is relatively even in terms of just the net worth, but obviously a lot of buildings go in the way of EG still. We did miss that the tier 2 top ended up dying to, I think, the Troll Summoner at some point. Because I know that thing with the rally was, Quinn caught out again. Spear, man, those runes, they're a real killer. Dead for 80.
Yeah, it's a fresh ward being placed up there while they approached. And as we both know, Roche may respawn in 46 seconds.
That's right.
But Quinn will probably be up in time most likely here. But that'll give EG a moment to take control of the Tri-Camp again. No wards here. They're checking for it now just to make sure that they are not spotted in this area. It's the game is all about the jumps, basically, right? Whoever jumps first ideally can stun through BKBs. And if you can do that, get some key pickoffs before the fight truly begins.
Yeah, so that gives a little bit of extra space, that kill does, as the rest of Quincy Crew kind of have to stick to their side of the map. Obviously not wanting to fall into the trap that we've seen a lot of teams fall into in this NA DPC, specifically with the domino reference, as we've all been there, of course, but looks like
about pizza.
Yep, that's right. Actually, disgusting. Don't even bring that up. The worst of the worst, actually. My God. Like, if somebody says that they like that, I instantly lose some respect for them. Like, Jesus. I mean, maybe it's regional. It's probably better in certain areas, but in the West Coast, terrible. Terrible dog shit pizza. Back to the game, though, as there's a smoke now from Quincy Crew. Abed with that gem. Well, the courier's going to get dropped here. Nope. Looks like it'll live.
That's some bad Razor attack speed, I gotta say. I was like, oh my God, attack a second time. Come on. That's the power of the BKB. His goal is to frontline, run at his opponents. His Tranquil's in his backpack. Don't know why. Okay, figured it out. We're good, we're good. Smoked on the EG side, trying to position to make sure they do not get ran over again. Now that Quincy has controlled the high ground again, they're checking Roche. We'll toss Roche up in 35 seconds here. But decent positioning for Quincy, and they've got BKB on Tiny as well, so great triple BKB timing for them. Ooh. Looks
Double
like
Force
Echo Saber
Staff
being recompleted too.
Force Staff and the Hurricane Pike on Quincy Crew's side for the Razor and Enchantress, respectively. So a lot more mobility. It's going to see another smoke, this time from Quincy Crew, as the Echo Saber is reassembled for Leslau, but Crit starting the fight off, but the arena is already in place. Doesn't find anybody. Abed has to walk away in shame, and now he's going to have to TP away in shame. At least he'll live through the engagement. No, he's staying around. He actually pops his spear, but not going to connect onto anybody, this route. Gonna keep Enchantress inside for now as Arteezy with the BKB. Very little damage, very little anything has happened in this fight. As there's a huge avalanche from Leslau with the toss to follow. As Jawar doing so much damage, not able to actually get a kill though, as Abed segregated from his team, and he is the first to fall, and that is a big kill for Quincy Crew. And like you said, Roshan is up. If they can find another kill, that would be nice, but Roshan is definitely what's on their mind. Double kill for Jawar as Fly takes a tumble, and into the pit they go.
Shan, I agree. That was the weirdest team fight I've seen in weeks. They all initiated kind of, and then they all were like, everyone BKB TP on both teams, and then realizing that, you were like, oh shit, I guess we should fight because they're scared. So then he stops his BKB. It happens on both sides, and then it's just more chaos. But ultimately, it works out for Quincy, right? BKBs run out, and then Zeus is like, hell yeah, I'm about to take away all of your HP with my R button. Thunder God's Wrath does a huge amount of damage. He's got tons of spell amp right now. So they win the fight eventually.
So remember how we said Abed was farming so well? After this buyback, now look at his net worth. It is below average. That is unreal. how much he has dropped off in this game. Obviously, his ults have had a huge impact aside from that last one, but still. Pretty crazy.
Ortiz is also taking a huge amount of farm.
That is true.
They're gonna go.
Static Link is going to be canceled right away as Leslau's Avalanche will not connect. Even the toss is being evaded. EG doing a nice job of getting away from this fight. The outpost, okay, as I say, that crit dies. And now the outpost in control of Quincy Crew, yeah. And now this could be enough to get the Roshan, or at least start poking at it. They have the traps, they have the outpost. And we'll see if they go for it. They are. The question is, does EG want to fight 4 versus 5?
Worked last time. He's got buyback now, actually.
Yeah. All right,
Just
nice job from Fata. Okay, he does have buyback. Plasma Field is a good way to try to cancel these Blink Daggers as Roche looks to be conceded by EG. So Aegis and Shard go the way of Quincy Crew. Fata has to pop his BKB. It looks like EG's looking for stragglers here. And they'll find the position 5 Razor as finally the Aegis is taken by Yawar. And everybody will likely TP out to safety.
Yeah, that was the right thing to do for Fata. Force the fight on him. He can sacrifice his BKB cooldown and his life to guarantee Roche. Definitely more important there. Nicely done by him. And yeah, Shard gets picked up by TA, so now he gets the Trap Silence, which will be very, very good against the supports. But right now, what EG is struggling with is initiation, basically. If you can get a Mars Arena off on your opponents, they're not looking at their hero, or they don't have BKB right now. So it's got to be basically crit doing a blink dispose, and there aren't a lot of opportunities, and there has to be a stun follow-up on that hero. So it's really tough for EG to like solidify these fights, whereas Quincy, it's kind of straightforward, right? You Avatos somebody back, Razor BKBs, runs in, does Static Link, and then they Zeus ulti, and then they can go for the targets that they actually want.
Right.
But for EG, they have to like pick and choose. They maybe have a dispose target, but then other people have to be there to follow it up. And if they don't chain stun perfectly, BKBs get popped, and Quincy Crew ideally outlasts the BKBs of the enemy squad. And yeah, RTZ is extremely farmed. His net worth is very, very high, but carry Nature's Prophet while he can do a ton of damage isn't really like a TA, and that he can't really shred people through BKBs for a while.
Yeah. I mean, the hero is balanced around the fact that obviously he's a split pusher, and he can farm really fast, but in terms of just pure fighting, like his abilities do almost nothing. Sprout, obviously with the talents, helps a lot, but the other abilities are almost worthless just for like a one-on-one fight. But that, I mean, you can see the difference. So 7K is quite large. I mean, he has a Satanic now, and he's running out of room. In fact, he's going to probably drop the Maelstrom, or maybe the Midas, I guess, for the Scotty that's coming next, which is not even that far away.
Yeah, the old sell Midas territory is interesting. Or put it in the backpack because I have too many items. I dare say the Maelstrom's probably better to backpack. 40 attack speed from the Midas. I don't know, the cooldown, it's hard to say. Probably put the Midas in the backpack, I guess. That's the safer thing. Maelstrom will do more damage.
That we'll see.
Oh, he just sold his boots. Okay, that works too.
Okay, doesn't need boots. Yep, perfectly normal. As he's getting close to 25 territory. Yeah, his so he went for the Sprout Leash, which is, I would say, the most common, unless you're playing against like a Medusa or something.
Radiant's top tower's under attack.
Yeah, it's very good against a lot of heroes. Stops Blink Dagger. It would stop like Heavenly Jump, for example.
Oh my god.
It goes through BKB. That part's really powerful.
Did you see the win rate for the other tower? 21%.
I did not. What was it?
21%.
For the mischance one.
Yeah.
For the Sprout.
That is god awful. Holy crap.
Yeah.
What the hell? I mean, the Sprout is crazy good, so understandable.
Welcome back to the war.
As Yawar is gonna solo that tier 1 tower, and you can see these treants just trying to poke in this bot lane a bit.
I think that both carries are finishing their Scotties at the same time. Both of them are very undermined by the item. Gives you huge slow against any range course. So the fact that TA still has boots and will have a Scotty before the Nature's Prophet could be very scary here for RTZ. He doesn't have an armor talent like Nature's Prophet used to, so the core-to-core matchup isn't quite as good as it was before for Nature's Prophet, but he does have a Satanic at least. That part's okay, but if TA gets on top of him at the right time, it could really spell disaster for RTZ, so he's got to be careful in these fights. So kind of provides weird circumstances. They have to chain stun their opponents, also bring damage in without Nature's Prophet being having to deal with like a BKB TA. It's a lot of scary stuff.
Abed, I think if he's this close to Refresher, then they're just probably going to chill a bit, especially against this Aegis right now. Just a few hundred away from finishing that. Double Mars Arena could have huge impact on the game. He does not have Shard, as of yet. Maybe that's after the refresher. We'll see. Maybe I like the shard
on Mars.
Yeah, maybe I'm a big fan of. I don't know if I'm in the minority with loving this shard so much.
It depends on the game. I think when he's the initiator of this game, it's a little bit tougher because the chances that he finds 2 heroes with a spear, I think, is low.
Right.
If Quincy is playing well, at different. If there's other initiators and he can be like a secondary jump in, then it's very different, right? Because then you could actually spear 2 heroes reliably. But RTZ getting some good split push top. That tier 2 tower is going to require some rotations here.
It's going to require a resurrection, which is not possible in this game.
Not yet. I'm sure you've had these ideas.
Yeah, I'm okay with that not
like
being
the
there.
tower skill based thing. You like create a tower with your hero or something.
Oh, that
too crazy.
I mean, I think if you build a specific custom hero around it, maybe. But to have that as part of the game that anybody can do, no, I don't really like that personally. But you know, they put a lot of things in that I didn't think would be good and has ended up being very good. So what do I know? But the refresher now on Abed, so they are ready to go, especially with this Aegis now expired on the side of Quincy Crew. Here we are, looking for a fight. He has 10 stacks on his Deso right now.
It's really good he got spider legs, by the way, because this allows him to break the trees whenever he gets sprouted. I wouldn't be surprised if he sits on this item for the rest of the game. You know, it's phase boots. Phase boots is one of the counters against Nature's Prophet, so he's got to be happy with this.
Wait, how does that work against the leash, though?
Leash just stops you from... I think, doesn't it just stop you from, like, using, like, mobility skills and stuff? It doesn't, like, force you to stay in the sprout, if I'm not mistaken. It's more like, it's like an Atos sort of thing. Not Atos exactly, but, you know, it kind of like Dream Coil, kind of. It's like you can still move, but you can't use a lot of mobility skills.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
That's my understanding how it works.
I was under the assumption it would not work, but I guess we'll see either way. As Quinn is going to scout things out. He does have his Aghanim Scepter and Shard. He's had that for quite a while now. And also has
25 too.
Yeah, the 25 talent, which is a 325 AoE Lightning Bolt, which is super strong.
Yeah, he needs it against the split push stuff. But he's a great solution against the trees percentage-based damage. They're running at the enemy squad where they were. They could get fly. Yep. No blink just yet.
On the other side as Leslau has an opening and an instant BKB from Abed. Nimbus is placed on top of Nightfall, but the BKBs come out. Leslau's the first casualty here for Quincy Crew, and that's the buyback. So EG now resetting completely with this 4K lead.
Okay.
Pipe for the first time this patch. Where has this item been?
Really?
My goodness.
I mean, you kind of need it against a Zeus, actually. It's an excellent item. Really reduces that Zeus ult damage. That's part of the reason they were losing those mid-game fights once the BKB comes out, so kind of a cool pickup here for Fly. But I really thought the Leslie would press BKB there. He did not. He hesitated. He ended up getting double speared.
Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, this other 25 talent for Quinn, why wouldn't he go for that over, as we're going to see, the Avatos, which prompts a quick Arteezy BKB and teleport away to safety. But the rest of his team is actually coming. Nightfall in a very precarious spot here, as you can hear your dog really loving this team fight. Nightfall now keeping out. Looks like he's fine. So Quincy Crew going to settle for the kill onto Fly. How is Tango doing today?
Oh, they're great. They sensed the team fight was coming.
Wait, you have more than one now?
My brother has a dog. So
okay.
Yeah, there's 2 dogs in the house.
Is the other one named Healing Salve by any chance?
No, actually. We chose Clarity Potion.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good. Not bad.
No, we didn't. That's some other nerdy name though.
Okay.
Great fight. Basically forced Arteezy back at the right time, which is excellent. And then they got to take the fight with the rest of the team. Only got the 1 pick off though, because naturally we can't have any 5 for nothings.
Yep, true.
Both teams so good at disengaging.
Refresher Shard and Roche is up, but obviously probably a bigger pickoff is needed. I say that, but Quincy Crew's still going to go for it as MSS trying to create some space along with Fata, preventing those blink daggers from coming in. But you can see the rest of EG kind of maneuvering towards the north, but Quincy Crew trying to counteract this. Fata gets placed on the high ground and he is blown up. Nope, he actually 4 steps to safety. He's going to live for now. Nope, finally drops to that Crypt Swarm. As the rest of the fight ensues, Leza's BKB about to end. Roche at half HP, and now that prompts the buyback from Fata. Big Thunder God's Wrath. Crit getting extremely low. Nimbus not quite enough to finish him off thanks to that grave from Fly. As the Avalanche doing work against Arteezy. He's at half HP. He's trying to man up, but he's not doing anything at this stage. He's going to get teamed up on a 3 versus 1 against Arteezy. And he's going to get graved at the last moment. Beautifully done from Fly. And Arteezy will TP out to safety. Just barely gets out as Nightfall attempting the same. But either way, this should leave Roche open for Quincy Crew to take. As finally they're able to net themselves a valuable kill onto Abed as Fly gets deleted. So 3 dead for EG. Quincy Crew are going to get Roche, which includes that refresher shard. And I think this is going to put them in the driver's seat.
Very good that Zeus was on the back line to clean up the Mars. Otherwise, it just would have been Marcy dying in that fight, which would have been insane. But great grave there on Arteezy, and he's definitely sacrificing from the lack of attack speed is what it felt like from my perspective. Do they have Shivas or anything? No, it's probably just the Scotty. Scotty lowers attack speed by 60 against ranged heroes right now, so that's why his Satanic felt so mediocre. Now that he has his Mjolnir finished, it's going to be a little different. His attack speed is much higher, but it really allowed them to just stand there and fight the Nature's Prophet. But they would have loved to get that that bounty against him, that's for sure.
Well, he got some more attack speed in the form of Leveler. I don't know if you equipped... Okay, you do. I was going to say, maybe you leave this in your backpack for when you're actually trying to split push, take out some buildings. As Yawar, he does not have Aegis. He has the cheese, and he's done. My goodness. EG get a very big pickoff, but Quinn with that refresher orb doing a lot of damage. They're not going to find a kill as of yet, and this is going to turn around onto a kill against Quinn. That is just the Aegis though, but again, EG in a really good spot to try to take him out again. He's going to use the Heavenly Jump, but there is the Sprout, the buyback from Yawar. This is a really important fight, as look at the damage coming out from MSS, but he's out of mana. The grave a little bit premature, but Quinn looks like he's going to get away safely as Yawar. This would be a dieback if he ends up dropping. But Fata doing a lot of damage against Arteezy inside that Nimbus, and they finally find that kill. He does have buyback as Fly forced to grave himself, but likely will fall in the end here. So a little bit weird fight, at least at the beginning for Quincy Crew, but despite the buybacks, it looks like they win it, because they're going to force out at the very least more buybacks from EG.
It looks to be disintegrating.
Nightfall has nothing left in the tank, really. Refresher use, BKBs are on cooldown. They're going to try to delay it with just the Dazzle one here. Arteezy doesn't have BKB for 40 seconds. Abed's in position, though, from the side. He sold some items here, it looks like.
Really?
Just BKB refresher.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower looks
Yeah, they're just waiting for this big arena into double buyback, I'm sure. As Yawar and company able to take out the tier 3. Of course, EG don't have to technically fight right away, as Quincy Crew cannot get the mega creeps. They can get top and mid, so they will get mid uncontested. But there's the smoke from EG, so this illustrates the fact that EG will probably use both buybacks here in just a moment. Abed gonna try to go around from the south. And Fata doing such a good job of breaking another smoke. He'll be the sacrifice. And there's the double buyback from EG. And Fata and company likely would try to get out, but they're going to try to fight Abed for the time being. He's going to get the arena off of Quinn on the outside. He actually dodges the spear, but there's the second arena. And now the focus is on Quinn, who is likely going to fall 125 seconds on the deck. Now the focus turns to the Enchantress, as MSS will he has a Shivas, for God's sake. It's going to take a while, but he does die. He has buyback, though, as Fata
Can he sprout him?
TPing out. The Sprout cancels the TP, and that is 2 dead with no buyback, as a double damage rune is in the bot river.
It looked great for Quincy, but that double ulti against the Zeus eventually catches him, and now they have a little window here. Only 3 alive for Quincy Crew when the buyback comes for Enchantress. Can they defend this? They've got Exorcism, they've got Refresher on Death Prophet soon as well. They still got Grave, they've got Pipe. They gotta delay this.
Yep, and all the outer buildings are dead, so they can go for Megas, they can go for Throne, knowing that this is a dieback on Quinn. So the tier 3 dead right off the bat.
They're going in.
And looks like they're gonna get the Treants in position, but Yawar can take those out pretty quickly. But you can see the attack speed coming from Arteezy with that leveler. Finally, the fortification comes out, but still a full minute without 2 members of their squad. Nightfall with his Shivas ready to go. Exorcism still online. That is one tier 4 dead as MSS and company trying to stay alive. Of course, if they lose this, then they'll be in the tiebreakers. Is MSS going to get gone on by Nightfall? Is getting the triple Spirit Siphon out, gets the BKB as well. Abed with the arena onto 2, looking for the kill onto Leslau. Looks like he might get out for the time being, but Nightfall ends up getting the Blink Dagger in tow. And that's 3 dead for Quincy Crew as Yawar forced to try to fight this out. But looks like this game is going to go to EG as they focus on the Ancient. And this is a 2-0 for EG as Quincy Crew are now tied for first place with EG and Nouns, which means there's going to be a 3-way tiebreaker at the top. My goodness.
That was a good game. That was such a good game. Back and forth, certainly, but Abed coming in clutch at the end, finding the ultis on the heroes that matter. He ends up getting the Zeus killed top. Arteezy TPs and kills the Razor, and Quincy just can't commit to him. Even if they kill him or try to kill him without his BKB, he gets graved. And then he doesn't die, and he Satanic's back up, and then it's definitely over. So they tried to get these little pickoffs on the side, but it's hard to break 4 heroes there, especially when they have that leveler. It made a big difference too. So, wow, really well played by EG, absolutely deserving the series win.
So even though it's a 2-0, okay, this last game was the best game that we've had in a long time. This was extremely really good, very well played from both sides. But like I said, this forces a 3-way tie now. And Quincy Crew can't be feeling too good about this situation, although Nouns have dropped off a bit, I feel like, as the season has gone on. They got EG early on, so they're probably still the underdogs going in, but this just made